I love all of those. For me personally, privately, so if you like a country man, this is going to be up your street. You can't talk about black romance without talking about Kitty Ryan. Like, it's a crime, actually. I never looked back after I read this book. I never looked back. Everybody will love her. I will stand on that. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am talking about black romance books. So if you are interested in getting into black romance, you really don't know where to start, you really don't know what type of time the black romance genre is on, if this is the right fit for you, if you're considering it, where do I start? What authors do I pick? What types of tropes are there? Like, is there spice? I got you. I have 11 books here with some honorable mentions because I didn't want to be repetitive. But these are yummy books, you guys. These are yummy books. So if you want to know some romance books, some black romance books to get you started on your reader girly journey, then definitely stay tuned, and especially stay tuned for the end if you want to know what book specifically got me into romance. Like, I never looked back after I read this book. I never looked back. And it may or may not be the benchmark for like the perfect type of, it is the benchmark for the perfect romance book to me. If this type of content interests you, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and or a hype, whichever you like, and consider subscribing before moving on. Other than that, let's get into the first book. If I didn't say already, there are 11 with honorable mentions. So first I have The Neighbor Favor by Christina Forrest. I feel like this is the book that I saw a lot when I was getting back into reading. This book is super cute. It's very gripping. It starts out with the female main character emailing one of her favorite authors who has kind of like gone off the grid, and they have like this pen pal type situation, and it is so endearing to read. And then it goes off from there. I'm not going to read the synopsis from all of these, but I'll just kind of give you the vibe. It's very friendly. It's very light. I'm pretty sure it's set in New York. There is low spice, very low spice, very latent spice in this book. I wouldn't even call it spice. There's a scene or two. Okay, Christina Forrest doesn't have really like graphic, really raunchy, really, nasty. She's not that type of romance writer at all. She's very sweet. And I feel like if you are new to the genre, she is a good person to start with. I only picked this one book from her because I wanted to give other authors an opportunity to be featured in the video, but this is a part of a series called The Green Sisters. There are 3 books. I've read all 3 of them, and I will say the same for all of them. So if you like this book, definitely continue on with that series. Next, I have The Kiss Countdown by Etta Easton. This is, I started to say romance, girl, they all romances. This is a, if you're into the tropes, this is a fake dating trope, and it starts out with a woman who's at a coffee shop, and she runs into her ex-boyfriend, and she grabs this really cute, handsome stranger and sparks up this fake relationship with him, and they end up using that fake relationship to their advantage, their individual advantages, and I think it is super, super cute. The family in this is one of my favorite families that I've read, and this is a part of a series too. At least there's 2 books right now. There's this one and another one. Again, if you like this book, you will like the second one. Reading these types of romances with the cute, the loving, the caring family members is so endearing. Like, if you want something cute and sweet, that is one to go to. Both of those authors, I would say. Kind of also in that same realm is Jasmine Guillory, or Gullery. I have By the Book. This is a standalone that is in a theme of Disney books. They're spin-off of Disney fairy tales, but Jasmine Guillory is the only black author in that like spin-off. This is a standalone, but this is based off of or inspired by Beauty and the Beast. So if you like a little bit of a grumpy sunshine, this is that. And if you're new to that, Grumpy Sunshine is just like the opposing types of characters. You have a grumpy, like broody, meanie character who like hates everything and everybody. And then you have a sunshine character who's just really happy, really pleasant, very friendly, and gets along with everybody. And then somehow, some way they mesh perfectly. That is what this story is about. This has no spice, you guys. So if you're looking for something that has no spice, no scenes, no raunchiness, nothing like that, this is going to be, this might be up your alley. And it's bookish. The female main character is an editor, or she works for an editor, and the male main character is a writer. Next, I have Make a Scene by Mimi Grace. This is book 1 in the Love Struck series. All of her books are super cute. If you can like see the cover, the female main character owns a bakery and the male main character owns a gym right next door to the bakery. And Mimi Grace does banter so well. She does like meet cutes really well. Don't be fooled by the cover. There are scenes in this, but it's not raunchy. There are scenes. Once I get to the books that have spice, I don't like the word smut. When I get to books that have spice in it, I'll let you know that they're spicy. This has some scenes, okay? And they're really cute. They're short reads. She doesn't have a large catalog, so if you do like her, I would definitely just go ahead and get all of her backlog like I did. She has 4 books currently published and she has 1 more coming out this year, I believe. So yeah, I just picked one just to represent the author, but all of her books would be great for a beginner. Next, I have Lauren Lacey, The Love Syllabus. This is the first book that I read by Lauren Lacey, but I have subsequently picked up 2 more books that is a part of a series. This is a standalone. This one is like a teacher romance, teacher nanny romance, single dad situation. I love all of those. For me personally, privately, I love a single dad trope. I love a nanny trope. I love a workplace romance trope, especially if it's set in a school with the adults in the school, to be clear. So yeah, I really think this book is really adorable. It has a lot of yearning. There is banter. There is low stakes conflict. I think this is very easy to read. Yeah, I really enjoyed this book and I think it is great for beginners. All right, now we're getting into more of the spicy and like, I won't say gritty, but they have a little bit more to them than just being like a cute, fluffy page turner type of read. And that is Only for the Weak by Natasha Bishop. Now, I will say, I started to put the Lost and Found series, or the first book from the Lost and Found series, on this list in lieu of Only for the Weak because I feel like everybody talks about Only for the Weak. But I think it's for good reason. I do like the Lost and Found series. I've read 2 out of the 3 books for transparency. So I've read 3 books of hers altogether, but I do feel like from what I've read, this one is probably the better place to start. It is funny, it is sexy. The male main character in here was my first book boyfriend. Okay, and there's a thick body, beautiful representation in there. The female main character is bookish. They're on vacation. There's drama. There's spice. There's literally everything in this. I think this would suit so many readers. Next, I have A Love Like the Sun by Riss M. Nielsen. This is a friends to lovers book. This might be one of the first friends to lovers that I ever read, so it holds a little special place in my heart. But what's nice about friends to lovers is it's not like awkward or like fake, or there's this like, you know, weird tension when the characters are getting to know each other. They already know each other. They're already friends. You know what I mean? So that's something nice to get into if you don't want a lot of like uncomfortable tension. There is like tension in this, but they handle it so maturely, I think. And there is a little bit of, I will say this, there's more, it's more than a scene, but I don't know that it's spice. It's spice. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's spice. It's not a ton. It's not a ton, but I do think it is really endearing. There is some, is it mental health or just physical? I think it's physical health issues represented in here that I think are done really, really well. There's a great family dynamic in this, which I love, if I haven't already said. So this is a really sweet book. Another really sweet book with no spice. I don't even think there's like closed door insinuated spice. There might be a kiss, there might be a kiss in this, but that's not to say that this isn't a really, really sweet romance. And that is The Thing About Home by Rhonda McKnight. Now my bookstore had this in the, no it didn't. I started to say it had it in the Christian fiction section, but it didn't. It had it in the romance section. The second book to this, which is called Bitter and Sweet, was in the Christian fiction section. And I think it's like, yeah, it's just contemporary fiction. It wasn't so much romance. I haven't read that one yet. I've read this one. And this is small town. It's low country. It's set in South Carolina. There's, it's not a family saga, but there's like family secrets that need to be uncovered. There's, like I said, a country man, and I love a country man. Girls, if you like a country man, this is going to be up your street. There are some lessons to be learned in this. There is a little bit of, it starts out with some drama. If you like that, if you need that to hook you, it definitely starts out with some drama. This is definitely something to get you thinking, and to also experience a little bit of that sweetness and the romance. So if you like contemporary fiction, if you've been into the contemporary fiction, maybe literary fiction, and you want to kind of bridge that into romance, I think this will be a good start. All right, next I have one of my favorite authors, and that is Millie Belizaire. I did not pick Fast because baby, that ain't for no beginner. Even though I read that as towards the beginning of my reading journey, I wouldn't recommend for a beginner. Like as your first book, wouldn't recommend picking that one up. But I will recommend The Garden of Eden. This book is about a singer. Her name is Eden. She's an R&B singer, and she just kind of wants to unplug. And she meets this guy. His name is Andrew. He's an artist. I think he does photography or painting, one of the two, if not both. And he ends up like wanting to do a piece of her, an artistic piece of her, and they end up spending a lot of time together. We just see what I call for both of these characters are beautifully flawed characters, and we see a lot of development in the characters individually. We see development in them and their relationship. I will say there is a little piece of this book that I just wish it went a different direction. Like it would have been perfect if it would have went a different direction. But still, I enjoyed the reading experience so much for this book. And if you're looking for something with a little bit more to it than just like sweet and cute and fluffy, this might be something to consider. Book number 10 I have is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. You can't talk about Black romance without talking about Kennedy Ryan. Like it's a crime, actually. It's actually a crime. Is this the first book I read? I think I read Long Shot by her first. I wouldn't start there. I would start here. Now, I will say this does have some richer themes, some more difficult themes. If you're one to check triggers, I'm typically not. I try to actually avoid triggers because I feel like that might give some story away. But even if you're like me, just know that this has some deeper themes to it. However, this is book one of a 3-book series. They're interconnected standalones. They follow like 3 friends. Each of the girlfriends has their own book that follows their own love story, but you can read them individually. If you know anything about romance, 99 times out of 100 there's going to be happily ever after. So if they mention, like, if you start with book 3 and they mention, you know, the character from book 2 and like her boo thing, you're like, oh, they finally got together, oh, what a spoiler. No, you knew that was going to happen because it's romance. But yeah, this book, it follows Yasmin and Jacoby. His name is Josiah. They are recently divorced and they have 2 children. I think one's in high school, one is maybe elementary school. And they co-run and co-own a business together, a restaurant. And when the book starts out, we see that they're divorced and we're kind of like waiting to see how and why that happened and like how they are possibly navigating this now, and what their feelings are like, what their feelings were like when they're going through what they were going through to get that led to their divorce. And I think this book is beautiful. This book is worth all of the hype. This is my favorite book in the Skyland series. I think I'm the only person that I know that I've heard that this is their favorite book. Comment down below if you've read the Skyland series, which I feel like most of the romance girlies have. Which book is your favorite? Is this your favorite? If this book is your favorite of the Skyland series, please let me know that I'm not alone, because I feel like the second book is most people's favorite, which is a good thing, I guess, because so it's avoiding that like second book flop. But I love all of the books. I enjoyed all of the books. I will read anything Kennedy Ryan writes. So yeah, I don't think once you learn Kennedy Ryan's writing style and the types of conflict and grit that she includes in her books, and you are comfortable with that, definitely she's going to be an auto-buy author for most anybody who's ever read her. And I think this book is a great place to start. Honorable mention is Real, which is amongst my favorite books by Kennedy Ryan. All right, if you have stayed all the way to the end to see the 11th book, which is one of my favorite authors, I want to say my favorite author, in the book that got me into romance, the first romance book that I read, the book that got me back into reading, period. This is a special book to me, and I still feel like, unbiased, this is an excellent book to get you into reading romance. That's 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. This book has everything. It has banter, it has tension, it's second chance romance. There's dual timelines for, you know, what happened then and what's happening now. How did we get here? There's family dynamics, family that we love, family that we hate. There's what else is there, girl? There's everything. This will make you cry. This will rip your little heart out. This will put you back together. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's got some spice, but like, I love the way Tia Williams does intimacy. I love the way she does intimacy, and it literally depends on what bookstore you find her work in. Sometimes it'll be in romance, sometimes it'll be in contemporary fiction, sometimes they put books in both. Like, they will put both titles in both because she literally blends so well. If you love romance and you're not really a contemporary fiction girly, you will love her. If you love contemporary fiction, you're not really a romance girly, you will love her. Anybody and everybody will love her. I will stand on that. This book is worth all of the hype. I actually feel like the hype has died down a little bit too much for me. I love this book. This needs to be a reread. This needs to be a reread soon. But yeah, I think this is, for my personal private opinion, if you are looking to get into romance, I think this will make you fall in love with it. It made me fall in love with it. If you liked this video, if you liked any of the books that I talked about, if you've read any of the books that I've talked about, please let the noobs, said with love, let the noobs know down in the comments, hey, that book that she mentioned, chef kiss, You will love that book. I love that book. My cousin loved that book. You can't go wrong with that book. Like, these are highly acclaimed for a reason. I've read all of these books. I enjoyed all of these books. I recommend all of these books. They will be linked down below in my description box, and I think I'm gonna start pinning a comment. We'll see. Either way, it's under the video, girl. If you like this style of video, please give it a thumbs up and or a hype, whichever you like. And if you're new here, I hope you consider subscribing for more content like this. Other than that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.